Who did that? I did that. Me, that's who. I did that. I should go open me up a shop somewhere. It ain't coming no time soon. But if you, or at all, if you want to see how I did these semi-matte nails with rhinestone accents, just stay tuned.
Plans are to prosper you. Plans not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. Trust in the Lord and He will guide you.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl With It. I'm back with another video. So in this video, I am showing you guys how I applied my first set of, well, this was not my first set, my second set of Aprés nails. What I'm doing right now is I'm priming the nail. I used the bonder and the dehydrator and the bonder that came in the kit. So I went ahead and I prepped my nails off camera. I had some nails on that I had did like a couple of days before, and I needed to cut them down because I needed to type because I forgot that school was starting up again, and so they were like longer than what I needed them to be. And so once I cut them down, I was just like, these don't look good. So now I'm going in with the, what is that? The dehydrator, I think. Yeah, I went in with the dehydrator, the primer, and I used it twice, so that way I could ensure that the nails adhered to my natural nail very, very well. Because I don't want my stuff to, I don't want to be out somewhere one day and one just pop off, and then, I'm looking like a one nail jack. So ensure that whenever you're applying this, that you just get it on the nail and that you don't get it everywhere, because that's not gonna be cute. You got bond and dehydrate on your fingers, you know what I'm saying? And so just continue to watch this, and we'll be going to the next clip shortly. All right, y'all. So now I'm applying the builder gel. I forgot exactly what it's called, but I'm applying this right now. And so what I recommend that you guys don't do, I recommend that you don't do both hands at one time. I don't know what happened with my camera. I thought I was in it, but apparently sometimes I was, sometimes I was not. Okay. It happens. But the show must go on, honey. So, I applied the, builder gel to each and every finger, all at the same time. And so what ended up happening with my left hand was my left hand ended up being sticky. And so whenever I would try to utilize my left hand to put the nails on my right hand, I was getting all kind of dust and stuff in there. And so, like I said, I recommend that you guys just do one hand at a time, because if not, you're going to have a sticky mess on your hands, and then you're going to be looking like who done it and what for. We don't want to be looking like that, you know what I'm saying? So just take your time, don't be impatient, and one hand at a time, okay? Also with the every time it never fails, the daggone trash truck. But what I'm doing here is I have already roughed up the nail, and so the underside of the nail, I already roughed it up off camera, I believe. And so I'm applying this to my left hand. But what actually happened was that I ended up applying it. I had my ring finger and my pinky finger, they were mixed up. And so get you a little helper. You see my little helper right there, honey? Get you a helper, baby, because they come in handy. And so I had to take it off, and then I had to put it back on. Then I messed it up again. And so make sure that your fingernails are in order. Mine were in order, but I ended up messing them up. And so as you can see right here, I'm just taking a little bit of product and just making sure that all the product from, try to get all that product off, and applying it. My middle finger is so crooked. I don't know if you can tell, but it's crooked, honey. And so right here, just having her help me use the light. And also you want to ensure that if you have any gel that seeps out from the sides, that you go ahead and take that off, because once that cures, it's going to be hard for it to come off. Trust me, I know, I have applied these nails twice, but like I said, a little bit goes a long way. And so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm taking the brush, and then I'm pushing the excess back up into the nail. The reason for that is because I'm trying to use all the glue that I have on there, as well as building up the apex, so that way, it's gel, is yeah, because so that way it's gel on the inside of there. And so after we use this light for the, for the time, then I go in and I cure it with my own light, and I apologize because the light was really bright for y'all. So now what I'm doing is I'm going in with my e-drill, and I'm trying to take off any additional glue that's on there, and I'm blending my the nail to my natural nail. And the reason for that is because I don't want it to look press-on-y ish. And so off camera, I really went in there and I really got into it to like in between, sidewall to sidewall, ensuring that there was no glue, because the first time, you guys will see, you'll see the first video that I put up eventually. You'll see it eventually. And your girl was just, oh, but now, they look more professional. And so I'm not a professional cosmetologist. This is only my second time doing it, but from the first time to the second time, it's so much better. There are hardly no air bubbles, where nearly every hand, like I got more than one, like I got more than two hands. So every, basically now it's much better. So, just take your time, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a rush, I would not recommend doing this unless you've, been doing it for a while. So I'm just showing you guys how you can, go in and clean it up if you do accidentally get some glue in places that it's not. And so, y'all, I toe up my pinky finger on my left hand, and the reason, part of the reason why was because I had already cured the nail, and so I was taking it off, taking it on, taking it off, taking it on, and my poor finger was so. It was so. So don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. Have your stuff in order, okay? What I'm showing you right here is that I am spraying my hands and my nails with the 99% isopropyl alcohol to get any remaining dust and debris up for the top coat. So initially I was just going to do the nails, and that was just going to be that, baby. But, the self-proclaimed queen of bling, I had to go ahead and, do what I do with these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't never leave the nail shop and the nails are just partially done. So I ain't going to leave my shop and my nails are just partially done. So I'm just taking some of the champagne colored SS5 rhinestones, and I'm just applying them however, I see in my mind. Just really, also taking my time to ensure that like wherever I put glue at is the place that a rhinestone is. The reason why I use a toothpick is because I don't want to be dipping a brush or my or any other type of tool in the glue, and I use the top because I want to ensure that I only have a little bit of product, because that rhinestone gel, or excuse me, the diamond gel is very, very thick. And so I want to make sure I just have just enough product. And so what happens is that if you have more product on your nails, and once you go cure and you don't, wipe it off, once you go cure, that shiny portion is going to stay. And I did not apply a top coat to these nails because I like the semi-nude, the semi-matte look. I thought it was very, very cute. I thought it was very, very pretty. Because I'm a matte kind of girl anyway. I would always ask my previous nail stylist, how, if I could get matte for certain stuff. And so she was always like, no. But now I can do what I want to do and see if it turns out the way I want it to turn out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? And so, I just went from, I didn't have any real direction that I was going. But once I figured out where I was going, even though I didn't have a direction, I decided to stick with it. And so what you saw me doing there was like pushing the rhinestones up and over, so that way I could get a not a straight line, but like, so it would look the way that I wanted it to look. So now we're going to move on to my very crooked middle finger. This thing is crooked, honey. Yeah. So next time I'll try to do better. And so I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any glue on my cuticle. And so I'm just applying these in a double crescent. Because normally I just see people with like, a one dot there or, just, one line there. So instead of just doing it that way, I decided that I wanted to do a double crescent. And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I don't really look at YouTube videos for inspiration in that way because, I want to make stuff my own and, see what comes to my mind in doing these. So just following along, you know what I'm saying? And so I tried to do, I didn't try to do, I did what is called the Honeycomb Method. And so I made sure that wherever there was a space, that there was a rhinestone. So one line, and then making sure that it was filled in with another line. All right, so now we are moving on and moving along. Just wanted you guys to see what it was looking like. And now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my right hand. And so this time I decided to do something different because you hardly ever rarely see people with nail art on their thumbs. And so I was like, well, saints. All right, never deny God. And so here I'm just doing two rows, but they're spread apart a little bit. And so initially I was just going to do one line, but then I noticed that I had more glue. And so the more glue, with all that glue, I needed rhinestones to fill it up because like I said, once you cure the nail, essentially that's it. And so I didn't want to have any gaps or any spaces, not in that way, for where the glue could show. So I decided to fill those up, and that's what you see me doing right here, filling up those spaces and moving the rhinestones around if need be. And so then I decided I want to spread them out. It's not that spread out. It's not that spread out. And so then what I did was I filled that space in with more rhinestones as well to ensure that, that entire surface is covered because, you don't want to have semi-matte nails in shiny places. Ooh, child. Oof. By this point, I think this entire thing took me about 2 hours to do from soak off to applying. And so now my, I'm about to say ring finger, my index finger, I'm going to fill this completely with rhinestones. This is going to be completely covered. And so what I did was on this nail as well, I ensured that there was nothing on my cuticle. And so what you'll see me doing is you'll see me applying the rhinestones and then I'll go in and I'm moving them over. And the reason for that is because I knew that I wanted the entire nail to be covered. And also on this nail, I had some serious air bubbles. So you can use your rhinestones or your art to cover that up. If you don't have that, if you don't have those items, that's okay too, because, if you're like me and you're a beginner, what I'm saying? Hey, take pride in your mess ups because they lead to your victory. Okay. And so, just moving them along, moving them around, ensuring that there's no glue on my cuticle and ensuring that there's no, glue. There's no glue in places that it's not supposed to be. I don't think I finished this finger on camera because at this point I was like, look, This is taking forever. Okay. I'm getting tired of doing this. But I ensured that I did the honeycomb method again. And so the honeycomb method is, laying a line of rhinestones down, and then in your next line that you lay down, that you fill in the spaces. It's not really hard to describe, but like, go look at some of my applying rhinestone videos to tumblers, and then you can get the gist of what I'm saying. So now I'm just going back in with my glue to ensure, I put some more glue down because I want my stuff to adhere and I want it to stick. But I also want to see how well this glue stands up. And it's holding up pretty well. I did this set on the 1st, I think. Yeah, I did this set on the 1st, and so it's still standing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no issues. And so I am going to do a pros and cons. How I like. I'm gonna do a review of this, but just not today. All right. All right, y'all. So this is the finished look. I am in love with these nails. Who did that? I did that. Me. That's who. I did that. So this has been Journey with Wendy. I'm Wendy. New videos are posted every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes on Wednesdays, depending on what's going on. And with that, you know what that means. That your girl is out.